Welcome back to Charles Plays HEXEN, motherfuckers. Charles in the house. In the last episode we opened the secret level of the chapter. It's right over there. And as you can see, the group of Afrits are out and about. So let's introduce the fuckers to our crossbow. A couple of Edians have taken the opportunity to respawn as well. Always great to have extra shit to deal with. Normally that would be sarcastic, but in brutal HEXEN it's rather a good thing. Because respawned enemies will still provide you with juicy and delicious score, and the quicker you can get your levels the better off you are, especially at this point in the game. We fortunately will not have to deal with Wendigos anymore, but they are about to be replaced by the tougher brown serpent, who as I've said are the kings of starting in fights. However, enough about them for now. The entrance to the secret level is a little inconspicuous. But first, this guy.
Pitiful.
Free 2,000 points. To get to the secret level you must jump towards that grating from this side. We're off to the Bright Crucible, motherfuckers. Welcome to the Bright Crucible, the first of 5 secret levels in the game. All of them are completely optional, and typically have some kind of gimmick to deal with. This one happens to have an absolute fuck ton of enemies, so I would advise you to play it cautiously when you first start out, unless you want to become a red stain on the ground, which is what I'm going to turn this Ifrit into.
Don't waste my time.
I ain't a part of your system. There is typically a big reward upon completion of a secret level, and in this case, our reward is going to be a fuck ton of blue mana and quartz flasks, but the biggest prize will be a new item, an Icon of the Defender. The Icon of the Defender will provide approximately 30 seconds of invulnerability, as well as an extra effect for the mage and cleric. If you are the cleric, you will become ethereal, and enemy shots will go right through you, and if you are the mage, shots will be reflected automatically, meaning the fighter gets the shaft, because his Icon of the Defender has no such bonus effect. We can at least imitate the mage version with a new item we will get in this level, but enough about the Icon of the Defender for now. Let's head right on over and check out the new item. It looks like a bullseye or crosshair. This is a disc of repulsion. The disc of repulsion will send out a shockwave assault, which has 2 effects to its name. It will reflect enemy shots, and this will be our key to beating some later bosses. In addition, it will also forcefully push enemies away from you, which makes it a cornerstone of mage strategy, since having enemies in your face as the squishy wizard is a big no-no. As the fighter, reflecting shots is good, but we will also use it to push enemies off cliffs. For the most part we will want to preserve them, because if we get to the bosses that almost require them with a short supply, we are going to be in massive fucking trouble. Now that I have finished explaining the new items, let's talk about this level itself. You no doubt noticed the green fireballs being flung every which way from Sunday. Brown serpents are the cause. Brown serpents move faster than their green counterparts, and those green shots are not only more damaging, they deal splash damage, meaning you cannot effectively block their shots. Brown serpents are about as tough as the green ones, so taking them out isn't the most difficult thing in the world, and sometimes you don't even have to. Brown serpents can start in fights with anyone. And yes, that includes other brown serpents. Expect to see 2 salty brown serpents going at each other's throats reasonably often throughout this Let's Play. That's perfectly fine with me though, even if I don't get the score for killing the fuckers. Brown serpent shots can add up the damage really damn fast. It's not quite Wendigo level bullshit, but it's still very painful nevertheless. Screw you, stupid serpent. I don't know if you caught that, but in the water is a new brand of enemy. I will give you a closer look when the serpents are dead. Brown one hiding back here. The range on their splash damage is about on par with your fleshes, so you will need to be quite far from ground zero to avoid the damage completely. Fuck the other serpent, let's see the new enemy. Hiding in bodies of water and muck from this point onwards will be these green monstrosities. These are stalkers, and stalkers are a rather odd case. There are 2 kinds of stalker. Some of them are capable of firing acid at you. The stalker melee attack is weird as hell. It does a lot of damage if it connects, but they suffer the same problem as demons from Doom, in that they have a lot of difficulty landing their attack on an enemy who is moving even 1 micrometer. They aren't too hard to deal with, unless you decide to be stupid, and leap into a body of infested water and get around it, and if you do that, you deserve the rip, and pillage you will promptly receive from the green shitheads. Int level. We are fortunate in reaching level 4. before claiming our third weapon, because the weapon in question is fucking worthless without this perk, as you have to wait like 5 seconds between every damn swing. The weapon will make its appearance in the next episode, where we will get cracking on Chapter 2 of the game. For now, we can just be grateful for getting a perk for it early. Lucky us. We have now reached the end of this tunnel of centaurs, and in the middle of this rather inviting looking room you can see a giant ruby. That giant ruby is actually at the heart of Beast Peril, the serpent rider from the game Heretic. Why he had a gemstone in his cardiovascular system beats me, but collecting this is necessary to solve a puzzle in the Bright Crucible. For some reason picking it up makes the room calm as shit. You can't explain that. We get a platinum helm for our trouble, and find ourselves back outside in the main area of the level. Our next destination is the other side, as that is where we are required to cart the heart of Beast Peril off to. I can see some fireballs from a serpent who apparently managed to survive. Conveniently, he marks our next destination, the entrance of another tunnel-like area, this time full of dumb shit-head-ins. Now that we're up here, we can grab the mesh armor for some much appreciated protection. It's rather dark in here, is it not? I think this would be a good time to burn one of our torches. As you can see, using a torch gives an effect strikingly similar to the light amplification goggles from Doom, which is complete BS, because real torches do not work that way whatsoever. But what the fuck ever, this is a video game, and a video game that was released in 1995 to boot, so trying to call foul over something like that is really just a shot at the graphical limitations. But anyway, this tunnel is just like the centaur-filled one, in that there are a bunch of side rooms with crystal vials and flèches, if you happen to need them. You will probably collect the crystal vials as you go, since set-in clubbing range can be deceptively long for some reason, but you know what? As long as the game is offering flèches, might as well burn some for the fuck of it. Didn't really accomplish much with that bunch, unfortunately. Let's continue slicing up the dumb shit head-ins. Fuck it, I'll take the chance.
Destroy.
Damn it. Almost got away with that one, but one of the fuckers did manage to get a whack off. That's all the Etin's dead, so sit tight while I raid the rooms for useful stuff. Looks like we're full on flèches, and we are at our maximum 130 hit points, so let's proceed. As you can see here, there are what the fucking crap is this? Serpent fireballs going right through stained glass without so much as a scratch. Fucking bullshit is what that is. What the fuck ever. Let's smash the glass and head on into the room. There is a small pedestal in this room, and this is where you must place the heart of Beast Peril. Doing so will calm the room down, and will also open a new area, which is located right near where we first entered the Bright Crucible. Just in time to kill that feet fucker before the torch expires. Good shit. A falcon shield is up for grabs here. Let's take the bitch, and have a look around the main area. That risen plateau where we began is our next destination, since we just opened that new area. Be aware that there are stalkers lurking in the green muck down here, so let's jump right to the stairs. Bonsai motherfuckers. The stalkers are future Charles's problem. Behind this pillar is a staircase leading up to our ultimate goal in the secret level. There are a bunch of Edins and serpents in it, so it's honestly best to let the serpents spark some infighting and mop up the survivors. Try and hit me if you can, Mr. Serpent. I'm going to practice my blocking. I lied, fucker. Get hacked to pieces. Alright, looks like the room has been just about cleared out by its own volition. Let's wrap things up here. Awesome. Now then, you can see that this is a circular room with a bunch of blue mana and quartz flasks up for grabs, if you happen to need them, which you probably will at this point. And here in the middle is a chess piece. A rook for those of you who have never played the game before. This is an icon of the defender, and now that it's safely tucked away in our non-existent pocket, we are down in the Bright Crucible, so our final task is to get the hell out of here. We will have to travel down through the muck to make our exit, so get ready to chop up some stalker fucks. Fatalities are a good way to limber up and shit.
Tremble before me.
That's right, stalkers, tremble before me. I'm about to lop all your stupid dumb heads off. Stay under the muck, if you know what's good for you. Okay, I was kidding. Fucking get up here and stop wasting time. Good stalker. Now where are the rest of your retarded cousins? Evidently they are scared of me. Rats, not quick enough. There, the stupid shithead came back up right in front of me. I can no longer resist the urge to send a few bolts in that HEXEN's direction. What a mess. I'm not cleaning it. I saw you there, stalker fuck. You cannot hide from the sharp eyes of a British overlord. Down through the muck is the portal, allowing us to exit this area for good. But before we step through it, off with the stalker's head. And I do believe that accounts for everything. Back to 7 portals we go, motherfuckers. And now we are in 7 portals for the very final time. There's only one real obstacle between us and the chapter exit now, but there is still an important item to collect, as well as one to show off. Luckily though, they are within pissing distance of each other. Now, don't think we are done with the fighting for the episode. There are still a fuck ton of enemies out here. Serpents, Afrits, HEXENs and centaurs have all been hired by John Romero in the interests of making us his bitch, but we aren't going to put up with that shit, so let's exterminate all the pricks. I would strongly advise you to take out as many Afrits from here with your crossbow as you possibly can, unless you like being fired at from multiple directions at the same time. Shield slam knocked away the HEXEN behind me. That's not broken at all, and totally fair and balanced. Let's enter the big room, but be careful, there are 2 serpents in cages ready to roast your ass, if you are careless, and we still have some Afrits to deal with. I think the Afrit fire is extending the fatality window on this HEXEN. Well, it wasn't all the serpent flat out murdered him, and fucked it all up for us anyway. Okay, let's grab the leftover mana and move to open the large door over here. The switch here will do it, but be aware there are 4 centaurs waiting for you on the other side. Let's get rid of this Afrit first, because I don't like taking unnecessary damage, and especially not a stone's throw from the end of the level, or chapter, as it is in this case. This is the last centaur, and when we take him out, a bridge of sorts will appear, leading up to that portal in the distance. Stepping through that portal will end the chapter, but we have some loose ends to tie up before we do that. I'm good for fleshes, so bring it on, you bunch of fuckers. Get down here at once so I can kill you, and get on with it, scrub.
You fail to amuse me.
My dad's not a phone. If you step over this way, you can see a new item up on that stone wall. That item is the Wings of Wrath, but there's really nothing wrathful about them. To get to them, you will need to make a small hop over to this little ledge. Don't fuck up, or it's a long way down. Also be on your guard, because 2 serpents are guarding the stairs leading to the wings. That's one down. And that's both of them. The Wings of Wrath are now ours. Wings of Wrath, once used, can be toggled on and off as much as you like, and will last until you leave the chapter. You cannot take them between chapters, so it's best to use them instantly. They give you the ability to fly, meaning you can not only save yourself from falling damage, you can also reach some rather bizarre locations, if your gumption leads you on such quests. 2 new items are on that ledge, and let's get on there before an army of the Frits flies up from below to ruin my entire day. Stop flagging the damn game with your fireball spam cockbags. Piss and vinegar, I took too long. Let's stake out this patch of the Frits first. Not so fun when I can fly 2 fuckers. There are more coming from below, so let's delay no longer. First, behind the portal, is a combined mana. Combined mana will give you 30 blue and 30 green mana, making it the best non-consumable for mana in the game. Secondly, you probably saw the glowing green thing. Like the Turok games, you are to assemble your final weapon, and each class has a different one. For the fighter, the final weapon is the greatsword Quietus. Quietus will be completed shortly, after we begin chapter 3. For now all we can do is lug around the hilt. Now then, there is absolutely fuck all to collect down in that chasm. Taking a brief look at my inventory, we are short a couple of quartz flasks, and I'd hate to exit the chapter with some missing. So let's murder this remaining HEXEN, and quickly duck back into 7 portals proper to return ourselves back to the maximum of 25 quartz flasks. Better safe than sorry, don't you know? We can collect 4 from this large center structure. The last one will need to come from one of the side rooms. I think this room has one up for grabs. In fact, it has 2, but we only need one of the fuckers. Now let's head back to the chapter exit. and finally say goodbye to 7 portals for good. Trapeus Bridge. Might as well grab one of the spare blue manas to put myself at 200. And that's that. We have officially got in further than most people who attempt this game. Grats to us. Farewell, 7 portals. This text is much larger than the Quake text, so I won't bother reading it to you. And that brings Chapter 1 of HEXEN to a satisfactory conclusion. So far, we have learned that flashes waste the mana of the currently selected weapon, and a dodge graphic is busted. I will make note of encountered bugs at the end of each chapter. For now though, this has been Charles Plays HEXEN. Thanks for watching as always, motherfuckers.